Hello, everyone, and welcome. Holy shit, y'all can tell I'm excited to another phenomenal and absolutely incredible episode with another splendidly fantastic guest on my Empowered Conversations podcast. Empowered Conversations is where I have amazing conversations with extraordinary people who are out doing beautiful things in the world in service to others and all around living their best lives, guys. And let me tell you, my girl, Angela Hess is one of those people. And not only is she one of those people, she is also one of the people who is speaking at the Ultimate Quantum Retreat this upcoming May 13th through the 15th. Guys, you have got to get a ticket. Even if you cannot join us live in person at the event, you can also have live access via Zoom to the whole conference, the whole 3 days. Everything that's shared there, like downloadables, printouts, etc., you will be able to receive, via email, and it's going to be so fabulous. So don't let, you know, cost or travel stop you from taking part in this glorious event. What's up? Yeah, John Corbellini saying, Goobalicious, how am I? Doggone fantastic. He says, hi, Angela. Namaste, good afternoon from Trinidad. Thank you, Mira Ramal. Thank you for joining us. Guys, I'm going to introduce my guest, Angela Hess. And she is, oh my God, this is so exciting. I am like through the roof excited to speak with her. She's a psychic medium and she lives in Connecticut with her husband and children. And I just met her husband, by the way. He seems hilarious. Angela has been a medium her whole life. She overlooked her abilities for all of her childhood. She knew she was different than others, although she wasn't aware as to why. She was this weird kid in school, I doubt it, who loved art and cooking and pretty much anything that allowed her to be creative. She also found comfort in being outside in the gardens and hiking in the woods. It wasn't until she was an adult and when she started paying attention to what was going on within her. How did she know things before they would happen? Why did she know that a friend was upset? She experienced deja vu quite frequently. It was then that she made the decision to find out. She read everything she could, had her own psychic readings done, and came to the conclusion that she was and is an empath. Little did she know she is so much more. So she decided to take her knowledge further and hone her skills by taking classes and receiving certifications in numerous modalities. Her mission is to help others live their best life by providing peace and comfort to those who have lost loved ones through her own personal mediumship readings or offering guidance to those who seek it through oracle card readings. Guys, woohoo! Woohoo! Drum roll, please. Help me in welcoming Angela Hess. What's up, girl?
Hi.
How are
Thank
you?
you for having me. Very good. Very good.
You are so welcome, and thank you. It is an honor to have you here.
Thank you.
Such an honor. So I don't know if you heard me, but John Corbellini says, "Hey Angela," he's joined. Hey Steph. Steph Mahoney says, "Hello, ladies," and John says, "Hello, Steph Mahoney." Guys, I am so excited to have you. You are just so fabulous, and you and we're taking part in coordinating the raffle
Yes.
part.
Yes, we are.
Everyone
It's our big
is
task.
yeah, it is. It's an onerous task. Onerous. And
It'll be good.
yes, it will. It really will be. It'll be awesome. And each one of us are raffling off a gift to one of our lucky participants, whether you're Zoom or in person. Unlike I think Fernando is doing a touch aromatherapy session, so you definitely have to be in person at the retreat for that. But anyway,
Yes, it'll be good. I can't wait.
yeah, I
So
know.
excited.
So in interacting with you over the past few months, I know your story. I know about you. I love it. I myself have similar, experiences from childhood throughout my entire life of that intuitive ability to be able to see things and know things and understand things. And, I want you to, start like with your journey. Like, I love how you talk about like this started for you in childhood, but it seems like you might have shut that down.
Absolutely, 100%. I shut it down.
Why did you do that?
It's kind of ingrained in us, really,
Mhm.
from childhood. I've done it with my own kids.
Mhm.
Everybody's parent has gone, "Oh, there's nobody there," or they have an imaginary friend, and
Mhm.
they'll do the little quotes imaginary. But as children, we don't know that what
Right.
we're seeing isn't real until we're conditioned to go, no, and it's just blocked. And I didn't have parents that really believe in any of this.
Right.
Um, we're not religious in any way, shape, or form.
Mhm.
So I couldn't really go to my mom or my dad to go, something doesn't feel right. I feel like there's people with me. I always felt like I
Mhm.
was never alone. And as a teenager, it really started scaring me a lot. I chalked it up to reading a lot of Stephen King books. And I'm like, okay,
The
I have to
Shining, yeah.
stop. Yeah, I couldn't like walk by a window. I felt like people were looking in at me. I even to this day, it's still just in the back of my brain. Shut all the curtains once it gets dark, just to shut them all. I know better now. They're
Right.
in my house all the time. It doesn't matter what time of day it is. Um,
Right.
so I really shut it down because it was to me it was scary. I couldn't tell anybody about it. Um, and it was probably after I graduated high school. You're out on your own, and I'm like, I'm
Mhm.
still feeling like this. Why am I still feeling like this? And like you said, I started knowing things before I knew them. I
Mhm.
had what you would call daydreams about things, just anything that hadn't happened yet. And I'm like, okay. And, at not good times, driving down the road, I'm driving in the car, listening to the radio, and I'm seeing things, and I'm like, okay, I can't do this while I'm driving. Why am I daydreaming while I'm driving? I had no
Right.
control over it. I didn't know what it was other than daydreams. And then I really started reading more because I'm like, I think this is different. I knew I was different. I don't like to be around a lot of people, a lot of crowds. Going
Ooh.
to the grocery store was difficult for me
Mhm.
because I was picking up all their energy. I didn't know what it was. I just knew I didn't like to be in crowds. I would go to the store first thing in the morning or later at night. But then again, I didn't like to be out at night because I felt like people were literally touching my shoulders, which they probably
Wow.
were. But at that time, I didn't know. So it all was just a snowball effect. And I really started reading. And I went to my own readings just
Yeah.
because it was something I was always interested in, always nagging in the back of my head. Any kind of like witchery books, spells. It was
Mhm.
anything magical was so appealing to me. Super appealing. Still is for obvious reasons. Um, but anything like that. So the more I read, the more I would identify with the characters of books I
Mhm.
was reading. And then finally I went to a medium myself. And it just
Yeah.
kind of snowballed from there to go, okay, I'm not right. And then I just point blank asked her, why do I know things? I knew when my friend was upset. Um, I just chalked it up to being really, really close to her. Um,
Mhm.
I'd have my phone in my hand to call my mother, or my mother would call as I'm holding my phone, things
Mhm.
like that. The more I thought about somebody, they'd show up. I'm like, okay, this isn't right. And that's when, yeah, she told me, look at empath.
Right.
Yep.
Those synchronicities happen to most people all the time, but who's
Yeah.
paying attention to it and who's shutting it down? Because when you talk about deja vu, when you talk about like picking up the phone to call your mom and she's calling you, like that happens to me constantly.
Yes.
Not every single day, but it's certainly a thing that's very apparent in my life. And guys, how many times, like what she's saying, how many times has that happened for you in your life? Like if you really think about it. And what I love about your story is that like we all have, we all have this gift, this journey, this life, and we all have the universe tapping us on the shoulder for various reasons.
Yep.
Yours, it seems like the universe was always tapping you on the shoulder, be like, pay attention, pay attention, there's gift here, there's something for you and for others through you channeling what are like the energy, the entities, the souls, or just the energy.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And like I said, when I was about 16, I started driving. That's when it really started hitting me. I'm coming home at night, and I would get up. I came home, my heart was racing coming up the stairs because I felt people. I felt them on the back of my neck, like
Hmm.
following me. I couldn't run up the stairs fast enough, and I'd be out of breath. And my mother's like, "What is wrong with you?" I'm like, "I don't know." And she just chalked it up to panic attacks. I didn't like the dark.
Right.
You're scared of the dark. All right, you're gonna have to work on that. But
Now
no, I actually had people.
you sharing that with me. Let's get real. How many people tried to tell you or make you feel and think that you're crazy, that there's something wrong, or you're schizophrenic?
All the time.
Right.
I honestly, by the time I was about 25, I thought it was crazy. I really thought it was crazy. Nobody believed me. They're like, "Yeah, you're nuts. This isn't normal." And I knew it wasn't normal. I I knew it. I knew I was not like everybody else,
Right.
but I
You are
didn't know
unique and
why.
special.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. I didn't know why.
Yeah.
And that's scary. The not knowing was scary.
So how did you come to terms? I mean, was it an easy road? I mean, I know you did start reading and doing your own, going to get your own readings, but like coming to to the terms like, I am not crazy. This is real. I need to dive deeper. Like what happened? What transpired to create that for you?
Oh God. I honestly I don't know. I think it was only just recently when I realized I'm not crazy. Like there's other people out there.
I
Really, within
still
the
am
past
crazy, girl.
I still say I'm
I'm
crazy,
teasing. Yeah,
but in different ways now.
exactly. And yeah, in a good way.
Yeah, it was, oh God, maybe 10 years now, about 10 years ago. I was married, and it didn't go well. And there was no, I I knew that I wasn't going to be in that marriage for forever. It wasn't going to be a forever thing. And I just put that aside. I didn't listen. And because
Right.
everybody kept telling me, I'm crazy, I'm crazy, I'm crazy. I'm like, fine, whatever. I'm different. That's fine. That's fine. It wasn't until I really got divorced that I really, really could focus on myself. And it took me a
Mhm.
year. It took me a year after that to find out who I was. And it was just a lot of sitting with myself, a lot of going for walks, take my kids into the up to the hiking trails,
Mhm.
and really listening to the voices I was hearing and paying attention and following that guidance that I was hearing. And
Wow.
that's where it just snowballed from there. I listened. I found
Yeah.
Erin. And it's funny
Yeah.
because I had found
Yeah.
Erin beforehand, but she came back to me, and I finally, and it was like, yeah, all right, let's
You
do
just
this.
gave me cold chills. Mhm.
Yep. And it wasn't until I started taking more classes and I went, huh. And she's like, you, there's things, the voices I hear are real.
Yeah.
Seeing people walk by
Mhm.
all the time. If you see me turn my head, it's either a family member walking around at this moment, but sometimes it's not. It's a shadow I see. I see shadows a lot. So it was just learning to be comfortable with it. Once I knew, once I knew.
Yeah. So, through this gift that you have, share with us like some of the messages or some of the like the things that they're trying to share or tell you or communicate.
So let's see. If I'll do a reading for someone. I had a friend of mine. I did a reading, and we were sitting in my living room,
Mhm.
and I get a vision. I had never
Oh,
met her brother, so I didn't know what he looked like.
okay. You're freezing. Uh-oh.
And just
Are you there?
describe who it is.
Mhm.
Yeah. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, you were frozen. Like, right as you started talk about this, holy cow, y'all, energy went nuts. Overworking the internet today.
Well
Kind of
then,
like, literally as you started to say, my friend's brother, and then you cut out and cut back in and
yes.
cut out. Okay, so if you could start back over, thank you.
Okay,
I'm so sorry.
sure. Oh, no worries. I was doing a card reading for her, and
Yeah,
halfway through, her brother is the one that showed up, and I just see him sitting there, and his arms are crossed, and he's just sitting back, kind of laughing at her because the message she received was something she already knew, and he was there because he was validating for her.
no.
So it was he was
What is going on?
Am I going again?
So he was there, and the message, what was his message?
Can you hear me? He was just validating for her that she was correct because she didn't she was questioning her choice at that moment for
Okay.
I don't even remember. I That's the thing, I don't remember readings when I do them. Because they're not meant for me to remember.
Right.
But
Right.
I do remember that he was sitting there chuckling at her going, "I told you so. I told you. It was fine." And he was just validating for her that everything was fine. Um Before readings, if I'm going to do an event, I will get for 2 days. I had a vision of a little girl showing me a bedspread, and I was making toast. That's it, just comes making breakfast. And so I paid attention to that because I knew I was going to an event. One of my readings, it was her sister, and she was
Hmm.
so excited to show her her bedspread. So it's things like that.
Right. Right.
Yep.
Exactly. I mean, because I remember the very first time I went to see, a psychic medium,
Hmm.
and she was telling me things. There is no way. She lived an hour away from where my friend and I, lived in Chapel Hill at the time. There is no way in hell she could have possibly known anything about what she was sharing with me. And I was like, wow. I was, it was amazing.
It is amazing. I mean, it's amazing when it's done for me because I don't say anything.
Yes.
But
Yes.
when I give a reading, it makes no sense to me. No part of
Right.
that reading makes any sense. And I don't ask for anything. I don't tell me
Right.
anything, even questions. If you have a question, just keep thinking it in your head. I don't even need to know that out loud.
Okay.
And I will get something. I always tell everybody, you get the message you need to hear, not the message you want to hear.
Right.
Because
Right.
people do come into that going, well, I want this. That's not how
Right.
that works. You don't always get what you want.
Yeah. 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 But you always get what you need. Can't
Absolutely.
always get. um, Wow, this is like fascinating. So share some other like some so I tell okay, share some other incidences and just like what you're coming to the retreat with and
Honestly, I don't even know what I'm coming to the retreat with. Um,
because you'll know when you're there.
yeah,
Yeah,
pretty
okay, that
much.
makes
I'm
sense.
kind of winging it for
Yeah.
that, but
Yeah.
I know I want to dedicate at least a half an hour for the participants to be able to ask me a question. I'm coming armed with oracle cards because not everyone has a loved one that has passed. Not everyone wants to hear from a loved one that has passed. I've done readings for people that go, if so and so shows up, I don't want to hear what they have to say.
Mm,
I'm like, okay. And I don't play with that one. If they don't want to hear, okay,
right.
it's not
Right.
that time. It's not their time. So, yeah,
Right.
for the retreat, I'm going to you know, just tell my story a little bit and then do some readings. Hopefully. We'll see.
Well, guys, I'm going to take one from the team for the team. Um And I don't necessarily want you to communicate with somebody who's passed because you and I did discuss this
Yes.
prior that like you can't necessarily because they need to know, they need to be prepared.
Yes.
Um, but like, I mean, I'm sure you have ability to also see certain things that are just, like tell me something
honestly, right now, as I'm looking at you, because I'm looking at you to try to tap in, um, I do see, honestly, I see you on a stage. I see you with this headpiece. And it's funny because I don't know what your table or anything. I do see a table, but I see you on a big stage. Like, I want to say a stage. I'm doing this with my hands because it's up. You're up.
Right.
Um, I do. I see you. I'm like in a stadium looking down at you. You're up on a stage, but I'm up higher looking down at you.
Hmm.
And I want to say it could be a cooktop. I just see a table in front of you, like like you would be cooking or something. I
Okay.
can't pinpoint what it is, but it's something. And I see people hustling in the background.
Ah, yeah, that's pretty interesting.
Yeah, but almost
Yeah.
like they're preparing to bring you stuff. Like they're not
Okay.
noticeable to the people attending. They're just I see them behind the scenes,
Okay.
hustling around to get you prepared. I use my hands a lot.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, that's the biggest thing coming through right now is yeah, seeing you on stage, but big a big stage.
Wow.
And I
It's
see blue curtains behind you. I don't know if that means anything, but
okay.
big blue curtains. And there's a table off to the side with stuff on it. I'm not sure. I want to say books, but I'm not sure. It could be bowls, cookware. I don't know.
It could be. I could be playing the drums. I could be.
You
I
could
know.
be, but it's definitely a table with stuff on it. Like
Okay.
I see bowls and books. I have no idea what that means, but there's a table with bowls and books.
It's funny that you mentioned stage because I had another girlfriend. God, this was like, I think this was even before I started my cooking show, Defa Rick Licious. And she was saying she was doing like Reiki on me,
Hmm.
and we were doing also like a energy session outside of that. And she said, Stephanie, I see you on a big stage, and it's
Yeah.
just she said that like I see you on a big stage, and I don't she goes, "I don't know if you're working out, but there's like it's like," but she's almost like described the environment to a T like you just did.
Oh, that's funny. That's funny.
So,
So I'll keep that in
I'll
the
take it. Sign me up.
calendar. Write that one down.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, when I get done. Um, so, this is just so incredibly fascinating to me, and I'm thinking about, so is there anything with the people that are watching, because you don't know who's watching, people have been jumping
Right.
on and off the numbers, is there any conglomeration of energy or any type of anything that you're picking up on about what we're experiencing at the moment?
Um, I feel heavy in my stomach. I don't um I know it's not mine, but
Hmm.
it's a heaviness. I did feel that earlier because I can't see who's coming. I can't see comments or anything. So, um I feel a heaviness in my stomach, but I also feel my chest is tightening up a little bit too,
Hmm.
which yeah, I just want to keep taking a deep breath like I can't get enough air. So I don't know if that is someone for somebody. Um, I'm not getting a person. I just feel a heaviness in my stomach, and it's hard for me to like take a deep breath. It's just a heaviness in my chest too.
That's heart chakra and sacral, and
Yeah.
or not sacral, I'm sorry, solar plexus, and part sacral as well.
Usually when I get that heaviness right here in my
Mhm.
chest like that, generally it's someone experiencing breathing problems
Is anyone on here experiencing any type of breathing problems, or
or had a
maybe
loved one that had breathing problems because
but
it is hitting me pretty hard.
She says it's hitting her. Viola, my friend Viola, who was on my podcast a few weeks ago, she says probably me. Sorry. So, and you're in the chest area or the belly area. Oh, Julie says my husband
Okay.
having breathing problems. Tyler, have y'all had
Is
anybody?
is her husband still here? I'm sorry.
Julie, is your husband still here
In this world?
on physical plane? Another Facebook user, you are probably commenting from one of the private groups. Facebook user says, yes, my mom had lung cancer and could not breathe.
Okay.
Julie says, yes, he is still here
Okay. I
on
only
Earth
ask
plane.
because I've had a male visitor in the past twice in the past couple months. Um, I have not been able to find his person. I always ask them, please tell your person to find me. However way they do that, they generally do find me. Um, so I'm just gonna yell it out now. If anybody has had, I don't know, he's a taller guy, broad shouldered, wears a flannel. Um, that's all I really have. He did give me a name. His name he gave me was Bruce. Um, and he was just stopping in to say hi and that he's doing well. So if that applies to anyone here, that would be lovely.
Julie, did you get that? And the Facebook user is my friend Nicole. Her mom just
Okay.
had passed from lung cancer.
Okay. I'm sorry.
And she says that she's constipated from post-op meds. So,
Okay. That could be her.
um, so the tall guy in the flannel, and
And this generally happens when I do readings, I make someone cry. So,
I, I know Nicole. So sorry.
I do feel like it
Hey,
was her mom because that heaviness is gone now. That's
yeah.
how I know I have found whoever because it goes away almost immediately for me.
I myself have been having something going on in the upper right hand quadrant of my abdomen. It's been
Okay.
going on since middle of 2020. And I was doing have you ever heard of Shaman Oaks?
Yes.
Alan Chapman. Okay, I do. I go live with him every Tuesday. I have it on my phone, 3 p.m. And he does these healings, and he's amazing. You just sit here and you just focus on the positive. And as soon as he's like, "Oh, abdomen," like all of a sudden, literally, like I started gurgling, and it seemed like my abdomen started to feel better because I mean, other
Yeah.
people were putting out other things, and this
It's amazing how it works that way. It really is.
absolutely.
It's something you can't explain, but it's so amazing at the same time.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. It is. It's like, how do you explain something that you're not physically, like this stone,
Yeah.
and it is a feeling. It is
It
a
is 100% a feeling. Um, yeah, that's why I felt like I was crazy all these years. Because you explain it to somebody and they're like,
right,
yeah, okay.
right. But because I felt this, and if you really think about it, everybody has has this ability, and I think we were discussing like, why do you think people shut it down
Fear.
or or
100%.
stop? Yeah, fear.
A lot of people, it's 100% fear. But if you're very religious, Catholic,
Right.
they
Yeah.
don't
I am not.
they,
I'm not.
they don't believe in it. They believe it's the devil's work.
Right. Yeah, I grew up Southern Baptist, and we won't go down the road of how I feel about that. That's another podcast for another day. Julie says cannot take the name Bruce. Cannot take the name Bruce. Um, and then Nicole was saying, "You are not crazy, Angela. You are amazing." Yes, she is. 100%.
Thank you.
Um,
Okay.
so I know John Corbellini was on, and he was, was in the hospital back in
Okay.
November on Thanksgiving. Actually, John, are you still here? Because he was having some health problems, and now he's like on this journey of better health and wellness, and lowering his A1C, and just becoming healthy.
Yeah.
And so, Julie, if you don't mind, what does your comment mean? Cannot take the name Bruce. Can you elaborate a little bit? Do you know what she might be alluding to there?
I
Okay,
I
because
don't know. I don't know if is it not apply to her or it does apply to her and she's just not handling it. I'm not sure.
okay, because she said her husband. You asked, was he still alive? And yes, he is.
Yeah.
And she says he's on the earth plane, and then she says cannot take the name Bruce. So maybe that could be a mistype, you
Okay.
know.
Yeah.
But so anybody else like have a question or a compliment for Angela? So, but on another note about let's talk a little bit about the retreat. And I know it's not even going to be about winging it. You're just going to come and it's going to be amazing, and people are going to be all enthralled. You know what I love about what we did recently when we lowered the price by like $500.
Oh my God.
Because
Yeah.
it's like collectively we all came to the conclusion. It's like something we want this to be more accessible. We want
I
this
was
to be
yeah. It's gonna make it easier for
yeah,
people to get there, especially if they have to
right.
buy a plane ticket too.
Yes, exactly, to be in person. And, I felt that that was a great decision because at the end of the day, what is it that we're all, there to do, the 14 of us? What is our intention? To raise the vibration, raise the level of consciousness and energy, and throughout humanity.
And to help
And
people make this huge
yes,
decisions in their lives.
yes. Yeah,
Hopefully help them make it easier.
yeah, speak more about that. Like through what you do, through what you do. How does that
Oh,
help your
with
client?
a card reading, absolutely. It gives you guidance. If you're
Mhm.
stuck and you need to take your next step and you're unsure, it'll help give you clarity towards that. Um, or validate exactly what you're feeling. If I do a card reading for you and you had questions and everything about this said yes, then yeah, that's take that as a sign to proceed with the direction you want to go, and vice versa. I could do a reading and you'll get no, not at this time. Step back, take a better look, get all your facts, that type
Mhm.
of thing. So it brings extra clarity to any situation that you're contemplating.
I love
And
it. I Go ahead.
oh, and connecting with loved ones too. It
Mhm.
brings you a little bit of a peace to help you move on, to take the next day as it comes, because not everybody can take that next day. It's not easy, especially after you lose a loved one. To wake up the next day can be horribly difficult.
Yeah,
Yep.
absolutely. Um, have you ever gotten any messages that were like alerting someone to some danger or some catastrophic or something negative or
Um, Not messages for others, but for myself. I always tell people if you walk into a room or a situation and it doesn't feel comfortable, there's a reason for that. Kind of step
Mhm.
back and ask, should I be here? What should I listen to that gut? Always listen to that gut feeling. Always, always, always. And at the same time, somebody gets stuck in traffic. You have a coworker. Oh my God. I was stuck in traffic for so long. I had a detour. I'm sorry I'm late, that type of thing. I
Mhm.
truly believe you were stopped from something. What it
Right.
was, I can't always say, but you were rerouted for a reason to avoid something or get yourself out of a situation.
Mhm. Well, then what would you say to those people that weren't rerouted and did wind up,
That's
in a
yeah,
demise situation?
if something happens, even a tiny fender bender or a crash that you live through, always ask yourself, what did that stop me from? Did, why am I still here? Did that
Yeah.
crash happen to keep me on this earth? Or were you just not ready to go yet? It could just be you weren't ready. And unfortunately, when people do pass, you know, it's written already. It's been predetermined before you enter this world when you're leaving.
That actually fricking makes so much fricking sense that we the person wasn't ready to go.
Yeah.
I have a girlfriend, and she does tarot cards, and she's all about the phases of the moon. I'm part of her lunar
Hmm.
aligned course. She's been on Empowered Conversation. She's a fucking frickin' amazing Malia Black. Um, and she had a near death crash where the way the car looked after it had flipped 5,000 times, she should have been dead. People were running up to the car in tears, freaking out that they were going to see somebody like just dead, and she was
Yeah.
alive and barely a scratch.
Wow. It could have
And
been someone with her, keeping her safe to go. It's not your time. I truly believe that.
and Angela, the more important part of this story is what within the flipping. She thought she flipped like 2 or 3 times. You know what I'm saying? In
Hmm.
that she had this overwhelming sense of peace feeling come over her, and also an epiphany and a realization of a way that she had been living her life up until then, vehement beliefs about a certain thing up until then was like completely like a fish flop out of water revealed to her. And she has now, from that point on, been on a completely different journey.
It's a horrible way to be rerouted in life. Really, it is. But for her, it could have. They just said, enough. You are not traveling the right road. You're not supposed to be going this direction, and we're gonna make you change.
Malia, if you're watching, girl,
You have
I'm
been rerouted.
yeah. Um, yeah. Like
But when you
yeah.
think about it, people that have near death experiences like that, what have they gone on to do? They've changed their life 100% because it was a wake up call. And they're doing great and fabulous and they're happy. Whereas before, they probably weren't so happy and following a path that was awful. Because when you're not on the right path, you
Imprisoned.
have, yeah, you feel awful. You hate going a job. It happened with me. I hated going to work. I'd get sick to my stomach, literally sick to my stomach. That's not your path. That's not your path.
Yeah. I'm sharing this with her if she ain't on. We do have another comment. Jessica Martinez. She says, "My dad died 2 weeks ago. She misses him very much. Any message?"
Let's see. What was his name,
What
if
was
you
his
don't mind?
name, Jessica? Jessica, what was your father's name?
I usually don't ask names, but for this
Mhm.
I do because it's kind of last minute.
So when she's put on the spot, guys, just to let you know,
It
the
takes a little
who,
bit.
right, they are not ready. Like whoever Jessica is asking about may not be ready to talk or
They might be busy. They might
communicate.
be doing something else
Yeah, yeah, they
somewhere
might.
else. They might be visiting someone else.
Jessica says Candelario,
Okay.
Candelario Martinez.
Okay. I hear, I'm here. I'm not seeing anything, but I hear. I hear, I'm here. I'm here. I'm here over and over. My heart's racing. I think she's nervous. I I see a man. He's bald. I don't know if that means anything. But it's funny because I see him up jumping up and down, waving his arms like this. He's just going, I'm here. Here I am.
Oh,
Um, darker shirt, t-shirt. He's wearing pants, not jeans, but darker blue pants. I feel like it's almost like a work uniform. Dark blue. He's just jumping up and down like he's doing jumping jacks, going,
I'm
here I am,
here.
here I am, hi, hi.
Does that provide some
Yeah, there's no other message, just
joy?
like
Yeah.
he's here.
Yeah. Um, and then we have Ashley Renee Dickerson. She says her best friend passed and she'd really love to hear from her. And yeah, Angela we were going to get this, and just again, because this person, your best friend, may not be ready, they're put on the spot just to let you know. So, but what is your best friend's name? Ashley. Ashley, what is your best friend's name?
I am seeing somebody with longer blonde hair. Um, I don't know if that's somebody here. I don't know if it's the person she's looking for, but I see a younger woman, long blonde hair. It's kind of wavy ish, like she might have curled it with, like long, loose waves. Um,
Her name is Monica Jarvis.
okay.
It's been 5 years, she says.
And I see her sitting in a chair. It's sunny out. She's outside.
Yes, she has long blonde hair.
Okay. And I just see her sitting here, just comfortable. Like you're out back, just having a conversation, like in just lawn chairs. And it's just a really, really sunny day. And she's laughing. She's laughing, going, I can't believe I'm here. She's kind of shaking her head like, I can't believe it. Which makes me think she didn't plan on her passing. Because that's what she keeps saying, going, I can't believe I'm here.
Hmm.
But she's okay. She's okay. She's happy. Yep.
So, Yasika said that her dad, remember you said you saw a bald man? He didn't have
Yes.
hair. He didn't have
Okay.
hair because he had a brain surgery, cancer
Oh,
tumor.
okay. Okay.
And Ashley would love to know her thoughts on her new relationship.
Well, that's different. All right. Let's see. Ashley, right? You said she wants to know about her relationship.
Ashley wants to know what
Okay.
her friend, the girl with the long blonde hair, thinks about her new relationship.
Okay. The first thing, before I even had it out of my mouth, the re-questioning, I heard take it slow. Don't rush. Don't know what that means. But
Before I even asked the question?
before I re-asked it to you,
Oh, re-asked it to me. Okay.
um, I heard don't rush. Take it slow. Get to know them, learn more, learn more. That's what she keeps repeating, learn more.
Learn more. She
There's
keeps repeating, learn
something that
more.
she's, yeah, I don't know if it's be,
You're
I almost feel
freezing.
like there's something she doesn't know that she should know.
She feels like, Ashley, there's something that you don't know right now that you should know. And Yasika says he is happy, her father. And then we have Julie McCafferty says, please, may I have a reading? Have lost loved ones recently and I am struggling.
Okay. You said Julie?
This was Julie McCafferty. Yes. She's
Okay.
lost loved ones.
Julie, I want you to sit just quietly, whether it could be on your couch in your bed. I just want you to sit quietly and listen. I feel like there's numerous people that want to talk to you, but you have to quiet your mind just a hair. Just sit and listen. You'll know it's not your thoughts. I feel like you can hear them. They're always around you. I don't know. There's definitely more than one. It could be your angels around you. I'm not sure, but there's people around you. So I want you to sit in silence for a little bit and just see if you can hear. There's no direct message. I just heard sit in silence, like loud and clear. Just sit and listen. So I hope that will help you a little.
Yeah, just and that's with anything, just being in a state
Yeah.
of just calm meditation, just quiet.
Yeah.
When I'm able to do that, it's amazing what insights, intuitions are revealed. Because
Yes.
sometimes when I'm meditating, I'm still so busy thinking about, oh my God, I got this to do. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my, I mean, and
Like
it's
squirrel
like,
brain.
I know. And Ashley was asking again further. She's like, she's okay with the relationship though. Is her friend
She
okay?
seems apprehensive. She seems apprehensive and she keeps saying learn more. So I don't know if there's something hidden there or she just wants you to take it slow. I'm not sure. Because all I keep hearing is learn more. But there's an apprehension there. She's
So
not
it's
saying no. She's
right.
just saying learn more.
Does that make sense, Ashley? Oh, Sweet Eyes Lattimore asks anything from her angels.
You're on the right path. Keep doing what you're doing. Um, Open yourself up to absorb some more information if you feel lost. You're doing what you should be, what you need to be doing, not what you should be, what you need to be. There's two different meanings there.
Mm-hmm. Love it.
So they're happy with what you're doing.
Yeah. Well, Angela, this has been wonderful. I know we could probably sit here for the next 2 or 3 hours, and people will go, "Hey, what?"
Absolutely.
And I don't wanna overwhelm you. I know you have, your family to get to and stuff, and thank you so much. I'm
Oh,
so
thank
glad that we
you.
were able to accommodate and make it work, that you could be
Yes,
on today. It was such an
absolutely.
honor to have you here. And guys, Angela is another one of our speakers that will be out at the Ultimate Quantum Retreat. The link to sign up, we have only 90 per in-person tickets, but we have 500 Zoom. So even if you can't make it in person to our retreat to hang out with all of us cool people. You can certainly experience the entire event via the 3-day event via Zoom. We have lowered the price. It's only $295.
which is insane.
It
That's
is.
insane for
It-
4
it-
people.
yeah. Yeah. But again, it's like, I really think that it's going to enable so many more people to take part. And at the end of the
Yeah.
day, the more, and
Yeah,
the more it spreads.
absolutely.
And we're
Ab
doing more retreats. We're taking this global. I mean, our next one is in August in Mount Shasta. And I know Christina was talking about, is it Belize?
Yeah, I think so.
Like
That
in,
was yeah.
yeah, like next spring, next, like a year.
I wanna say a year from now, maybe she
Hmm.
mentioned that. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's amazing.
And John says he seriously is going to sign up for a session. He wants to seriously sign up for a session. I'm taking that as he's going to.
Yeah.
Remember, if you say I want, then you constantly want. But if you
Yeah,
say I am or I have, then that brings it into reality. So I am signing up for a session. Love you, John. John's going to be one of our speakers. He's a men's empowerment coach. And so fabulous. Guys, thank you so much for joining us today for this incredible episode of Empowered Conversations. The link to join our retreat is within the advertisement, however you want to pronounce it, of our today's Empowered Conversations episode. I'll as well post it in the comments so you can join us. It's going to be so, so, so exciting. And the more I meet you guys, the more, you know what I'm saying, even virtually, it's just like when we
yeah.
do our Zoom calls, our weekly Zoom calls, I'm like, oh my God, I cannot wait. You
I
know,
know, it's gonna be so exciting. I can't wait.
yeah, it really
Getting
is.
excited now.
He just said, I am signing up in all caps. That's the ticket, John. That's how we do things. All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining Empowered Conversations. Till next week. Whoop, whoop. Talk to you soon. You stay right here.
Okay.
I'm just going to end the broadcast. Bye, guys.